so let's look at our references to .ping. We'll blip ping index anim I. Otherwise, or else, we will blit just frame 0. Because if it's not animated, it only has frame 0, and so we only ever draw frame 0. And that'll be the same through for like all these things. So, so this is envnext. This is another reference to envnext. Oh, but that's just transition. Let's do this one first. So, oops, indent, duplicate, else. Okay, so env layers, this is ping. This one is where we use the anim index, and then this is the one where we use 0. And then, so this will be very similar, except we're instead of checking the environment next, we just check the environment layers layer, and then it's basically the same thing for each of these. Ping. So this one is anim I, and this one is 0. And then same thing. Where's this one? Same thing here. Duplicate. And then after this one, we just have to do the transition, which is slightly different because we're not checking for the animated value, because in this case it doesn't have the animated value. Okay, so this one goes to anim I, and this one goes to 0. And then so now this one is slightly different. This conditional is if envnext.layers layer trans, specifically the length of this, the length of this is greater than 1, then that's when we know to use anim I. Whereas in the else case, we will use 0. So 0 here, and anim I here. Alright. So that should work now, hypothetically. I don't need the data to go on to test this, so I'm going to set the script to false and run a second version of the script. Nope, yeah. Extend takes exactly 1 argument. Oh, right. Right. So let's make that a list. And then we didn't actually hit the crash up here because this one doesn't exist yet, but we'll need to do the same thing up here. I mean, we might never have an animated layer that's not a transition layer, but if we do, all right, yeah, I didn't expect it to just like work straight up. Couldn't open bg ship mid nearground.ping. Why were you trying? If self.type equals 1, why do you suddenly think that the ship is type 1? Is the ship type 1? Oh, the ship is type 1. Oh, yeah, right. I forgot. The ship is also type 1. That's what I forgot. Ship is also type 1, and so I also need to change, yeah. It's not animated, but it is also type 1, so, right, because I changed the naming convention. Alright, so we're loading once more. Let's see if it's actually working. So let's go to, go to cave, Excelsior, and wander river, Excelsior. Do I still have my jump cheat? Jump to 1910. Excelsior. Yeah, I do. Okay. So, okay, transition initiated. Cool. So I should probably actually restart the script with the environment moving faster. Yeah, I should do that. It's just gonna take way too long to do it otherwise. So, all right. Restart the script. So let's go to cave, Excelsior. Let's wander river, Excelsior, and let's jump to 1910, Excelsior, and that'll kick us off to the transition window. Yeah. All right. So now, hypothetically, when we get to the waterfall, we should actually. I mean, we're moving really fast, which is a little bit silly looking, but or the environment is moving really fast, which is a little bit silly looking, but we should still be able to see the animation of the waterfall if this all worked. Like I mean, it's loading. It's like rendering the old traditional graphics like seemingly correctly as far as I can tell. So yeah, we'll see. We shall see. So we're exiting. Oh yeah. So that's yeah. Um, Pygame.surface has no length. Okay. So it got to the point where it was trying to check for the length of the transition. And why does it think that, why is it, okay, so, yeah, so it's this .trans business. Uh, oh. Right. 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 Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay. So trans equals environments outname transitions in name. Okay, so transitions. Huh. Are we not? We're not loading this correctly. Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's this case. Uh, right, so we made it so that that's like basically a list, but we didn't do that for this part. Yeah. What is this underscore business? Oh, yeah. Oh, right, that's for the yeah, okay. So this should be good now. Right, because now the transitions layer in like it's a dictionary now. It's a dictionary of lists consistently. It wasn't. This part was not a dictionary of lists. So okay. Okay, so this should work now. Okay. So once again, let's go to cave. Let's wander. Let's wander to river, and let's jump to 1910. We're jumping to 1910 because the environment transitions happen at 1920, and so that just gets us like it just like gets us to the transition faster. So it'll still take a moment because it still takes like 45 seconds to go through a full partial transition. So it shouldn't take long, but. Did I just see something weird like through the cave? I swear, like, I don't know, like I caught a glimpse of like something through the cave that I feel like I wasn't supposed to see. Oh, now what? What are you talking about? Pygame surface has no length. I changed that and it's fixed now, you jerk. You terrible jerk. It's a... What? Transitions. It's not a surface, it's a list. You jerks. What the heck? It's not a surface. It's not a freaking surface, it's a list. of surfaces. There's no way that it can be a surface anymore. Hey, Lewis, how's it going? Sorry for mispronouncing your name, or just doing a generally poor job at pronouncing your name. um, why does it think it's a? Why does it still think it's a surface? How does it still think it's a surface? Um, did I like just not save? Did I just not hit save? Is that all? I'm gonna try just running it again because that doesn't seem realistic. Go to cave. Wander to river and jump to 1910 Celsius. Okay, so I'll just let that run in the background, and maybe it'll start working. Maybe it will crash again. So if that crash was realistic, how on earth would it be thinking that a transition was a surface and not a list? Because like these are literally the only places that we reference the transitions, and these are literally the only two places where we set the transition, and in both of these cases we're setting it to be a list and not a surface. So what is your freaking problem, you garbage crap? It is not a surface. It is not a surface, it is not a surface, it is not a surface, you garbage crap. So this would be an example where I probably shouldn't get so annoyed and yell at the bug, because like probably I'll eventually fix the bug, and there probably is an explanation for it eventually. But like right here at this point in time, there's no explanation for it, and it's just stupid garbage. It's not a freaking surface. It's not a freaking surface. You scurrilous garbage. There's no opportunity for it to become that. Wait, is there? How do we do transfer, how do we do transfer, the special layers? Oh, we don't have transitions for special layers. Yeah. Environments, outname, transitions, inname, index, ng. Alright, I'm gonna... I'm going to do what? No, this is so easy and so obvious, and it's so already fixed. It's like... There are literally no other places that we're loading this data in, so... The only way... This is where we load it in. This line here, and this line here. And this is where we set it. This line here, or this line here, or this line here. I don't even care which one it's referring to. Like this is not like a complex system. It's very tightly contained to these locations. So the implication that it would be anything else is kind of just dumb. Basically just really dumb. So these .trans values... Oh, wait a second. Is it that these .trans values are just getting set wrong in the first place? PG layer, trans. Oh, okay. Oh, we blit the empty ones? That seems weird. It was trying to blit the empty ones, which I guess is like basically free. Like if you try and blit a surface that's 0, 0, that like it has basically like no performance cost. I mean, it might have like a slight performance cost, but it has almost no performance cost. All right, so that's the problem then. It's not that any of the ones that existed were getting loaded incorrectly, because as I pointed out, like they weren't. They were all loading perfectly fine. It's the ones that didn't exist. I always forget those ones that don't actually exist. Oops, jump to 1910. Well, I was right. The bug didn't exist. But specifically the bug was that it didn't exist. Okay. So there's that. Hmm. So I assume this is gonna work now. Certainly should. But let's see. Let's see it happen. Let's see our beautiful new waterfall. We actually don't see the waterfall for very long, because I specifically set it up so that, because at a certain point when I was drawing the waterfall, I realized that I wasn't going to animate it, at least not yet, or like that the version I was putting in for starters was not an animated version. So, all right, here it goes. So I made it so that that it actually only like is visible for like a very brief amount of time, you know, to counteract the fact that it didn't look good when it was animating. Oh, that doesn't look necessarily very great. Oof. Uh, yeah, just like the way the river moves way faster. Oh wait, but the river's not going to move way faster than the waterfall, because the river's only moving way faster than the waterfall because I have like the time all like cranked up. Oh yeah, so you know what actually that I can do, now that I think about it, I don't have to set the environment duration so freaking fast. It can be like, it can be the normal duration, and then I can just use the jump cheat to jump places. So like, so yeah, so go to cave, wander to river, jump to 1910. The transition initiates, and then jump to 1910. Yeah, okay. So yeah, the river actually moves much slower. So it's still gonna look weird that like this part of the river is like, yeah, it's still gonna look weird that like this part of the river is like moving with like smooth animation, and like the ripple part of the waterfall is moving with like not smooth animation. It's gonna move. It's gonna be moving with like the chunky animation. Alright, wait, hold on. I can jump a little further forward. So like, jump to like 2300. Yeah. All right. So yeah. So it's gonna look a little bit weird that like we have like this part where the water. Uh, yeah, and there's like that ugly seam there too. Like previously, I just kind of like hoped no one would notice how that seam looks a little bit ugly. I might want to oh, you know what I could do is I can just put like more grass around the mouth of the cave. Like there could just be like more grass or rocks like around the mouth of the cave so that you just don't even see as much of this. But I think it does look a little bit better now that it's like some things, some parts of it look better. All right, so actually let's pay attention to how far through the oh yeah. Oh, that's, now that I think about it, that's a little unfortunate. It just occurred to me, some of what we're seeing here is not even on the transition layer. So like this cattail over here, it's probably not even on the transition layer. So like yeah, if we were gonna like try and discreetly cover it up, we'd have to go all the way to like here, and I'm pretty sure this is like I'm pretty sure this is not part of the transition layer. So I'm just gonna check real quick. Uh, backgrounds, cave, transition to river. What do we have for the near ground? Yeah, so like we can put like if I wanted to cover up some of that, we could put like more rocks or more grass like covering this area here. But and that might be better. That might be a good thing to do. Uh, yeah, I think I will do that actually. But it's not gonna fix everything because there will still be like gaps and stuff. So do do it just like because so the nice thing about that animation is that it makes things look a little bit nicer in some regards. But then like the downside of that animation is that um, it it calls like animation calls more attention than just like non-animated things, and so because that part is now animating, it draws attention, and specifically it draws attention to not just the good things, but like also the things that like don't be quite as good. So actually for this I'm going to put in a new layer, and I'm going to make the grass like grow into the cave a little bit, I guess. And just in general, there's going to be like more grass like growing up around here. It's just because like the yeah, so like the oops, I should be drawing the other color first now that I think about it. Oops. Uh, yeah, it's always been the case. It just wasn't quite as prominent that there's like this ugly seam where like the water texture just like kind of starts animating from, and that's just because it's just because the it has to like the water like emanates from somewhere technically, and like I guess is there any reason it couldn't have just I think like the only reason it didn't start like earlier like or like emanate from like the very edge of the cave mouth is just that because that waterfall was there, like I thought it'd make more sense to have like the concentric circle part. uh um so I don't know. I basically just I don't want to go crazy with this grass here, but like I basically just want to cover up as much of that other stuff as possible. I don't even remember what the texture of this grass is supposed to be, so let's open one of the river layers to just for comparison, because I do want it to still look like it's the same grass. So okay, so kind of like this, I guess. Oh yeah, and then yeah, and then also in the parts where it's especially dense, it kind of comes down on the path too a little bit. Yeah. So there's like tends to come down a little bit like this, and this is where it like gets a little bit trod as well, which is what this color kind of represents. It's like the part where like the adventurers are like walking on it, and so like kind of like like with greenery, if you like step on it, or if it gets bruised, it darkens a little bit. So that's like what that's about. And then I guess like some of these are really tall, so I guess we would have like a few of these cattail things going on too. It's like I think I used a bigger brush for this. Was it size 5 brush? What size was this brush? Just size 5? Yeah, it looks right. Do. Oops, that's too big. Do. Alright, something like that, I guess. Actually, those ones are a little bit low. Usually these, the ones that actually, like, grow the cattails tend to come up a little bit higher. So, like, this one's probably high enough. This one's probably high enough, actually. So these ones, and then I'll have this one come up higher, too. So this isn't going to be perfect. It's not going to, like, hide all of the sins of like, what we had going on with the, with that background there, but I think it should still be an improvement. So at least I have that. So I don't want them all facing in the same direction. Uh, I'll also have those two. All right, so yeah, I'll preview this a little bit. I won't go through and watch like the whole thing again, but like, is there anything else I need to do texturally? Oh yeah, actually yeah, I don't think I got the texture quite right here. So let's actually redo some of this. So like it's supposed to be a little more like. Oops, that's too big of a brush. It's supposed to be a little bit more like sprouty, like less. It's less about like concentric lines. And it's more about like it's like little like it's about like little clumps of like little tufts of this like grass stuff growing up. So like I don't know. I think that's not perfect still, but whatever. That's fine enough for now. Okay, so let's do this one more time. Okay, so we're in the cave, so we wander to the river. We jump to 1910, and then we jump. We wait for the transition to initiate. It's initiated, so then we jump to what was it, like 2300? I think we did last time. Yeah, there we go. All right, so yeah, now we just have more grass around the edge here, so. You can still see that there's the waterfall, but like the ugly seam that like where the water starts, we just don't see quite as much of it. We're still gonna see some of it because like like the grass only or like the transition piece only like goes to like here, and so like the rest of this part is like actually part of the river loop itself. So yeah, so like we see a little bit of the ugly seam right here. We only see it for like a moment, so it's better. Like we're not staring at it for as long anymore. And actually, the actual river loop piece has enough grass that it does a pretty good job of hiding it for most of what we see it. But we see like a little bit of the waterfall. Okay, cool. So that's it. That's environment GIFs. Done. Super done. So I'm going to call that done, but then I only did the waterfall. I haven't done the watermill animation, so I'll want to do that too. To do that, however, the environment GIFs will be my last act as streamer for this evening, though. So I'm gonna kick it over to Facecam, and I'm going to look online to see if there's another cool dev streamer, and if there is, we can kick it over to their channel. Otherwise, I might go cold because reasons. But no, let's see who's out there. Let's see what's going on. And so while I'm looking for another cool channel, I'll say thank you to everyone for hanging out and for helping test the game and just generally having a good old game dev evening. I hope to catch you all again at some point in the near future. I stream a fair amount, and it's kind of funny for me to say that because I just took the last like 2 weeks off, but I plan on streaming a lot. Let's put it that way too. All right, I think I found a cool channel to host. So I'll say again, thank you. It's just more interesting. Just like I was saying earlier, I'd probably stream even if no one watched, just because like I'm actually more productive when I'm streaming. But I'm like I stay on task better. I don't get as distracted. I'm able to resist the urge to like just constantly check like social media and stuff like that. But it is interesting when people are here, so I do appreciate those of you who tuned in, and I hope to see you all again in the near future. Until next time, have a wonderful whatever time of day it is where you are. Bye guys, bye. Goodbye. Bye. Bye. Bye bye. 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 Alright, I'm gonna type the host command now. Host, THESELTZER. And if the host command didn't work for you, you must be on a platform that is not supposed to support the host command, so I'm sorry about that. Bye.